Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of the Dogfighting Special.
I'm a community manager for Star Citizen. My job is to kind of provide a conduit between the team that is hard at work on the dogfighting module right now and backers who have enabled us to make this game. So keeping you guys informed, letting you know what the team's up to, and letting the team know what your concerns are.
I've organized the Boston Royale, which is the party, which about 1,200 people are coming to. I have organized the shared booth with Logitech.
I'm the lead programmer here in LA, so I'm overseeing all the different programmers who are working on the different game systems, and I'm also working on the game systems, of course.
I'm doing all sorts of things for the dogfight module, ranging from weapons to ship damage to simple script editing to debugging, why animations aren't working, you name it. Gameplay-wise, I'm there.
Well, I'm in charge of modeling and texturing some of the ships, and I'm also helping out with quality control, from our outsourcers and other modelers.
I organized all the boys' flights and hotel accommodation, the door list, inviting hardware partners, getting the 10 towers so that you guys can have a little bit of a dogfight with some of our devs or some of the other players, which is thankfully donated by Alienware, and just getting those towers right with enough memory power and graphics power has been quite a challenge.
For the dogfighting module, primarily my responsibility is making sure all of the tasks and the schedules are being hit, outlining what we're setting out to accomplish in a given time period, making sure that everybody accomplishes that. And since we are such a large organization with lots of different studios, a large part of my time is actually occupied by making sure that I'm communicating with every individual team leader at all the different groups to make sure everybody is marching towards the same goal and accomplishing their tasks.
Currently working with our VFX artist to get all the special effects into the game, making sure that all the special effects are hooked up properly and playing in the right places for all the damage states. Making sure all the maneuvering thrusters, the engine thrusters, everything's looking right, everything's working right. Working with environment artists to make sure that our first space scenes are looking top-notch, and then also working with all of the artists with PBR and making sure all our materials are set right, making sure all the lighting's working with the materials.
Sitting around drinking some coffee, taking it easy. No, lots of things. So obviously reviewing all the work that everyone's doing on the project, and we've actually got most of our studios helping out the dogfighting module. So the charge has been led here in Los Angeles, where we've actually brought a fair number of people from the Austin office to help the work. The Austin office is also working hard on the dogfighting. Montreal, Behavior is helping out on aspects of the dogfighting, so some of the UI and HUD stuff. Our first-person shooter partners are also helping out with some of the camera stuff for the dogfighting, and the UK is working very hard on the dogfighting, so they're helping create the levels that we'll be able to dogfight around in. So it's a pretty much full pan-company effort, and obviously I'm overseeing most of that on the high-level creative, and also on sort of, in a lot of ways, the day-to-day tasking. And then on top of that, in the extra hours, not that I have many in a day, I'm actually doing a decent amount of coding. So I've been working on the destruction system. I'm actually working on the serialization of the destruction across the network, and be working on lots of other cool things that hopefully you'll get to experience.
The biggest challenge is taking all this new tech that we have, the PBR. We have our lighting has changed with the PBR. Our damage states have evolved and become way better but more complicated. So it's going through every single aspect and bringing it together and get everything to work together the way it should.
But we have a huge community of people who are eager to do nothing but start killing each other in the dogfighting module, and my job is to keep them happy and reasonable until they can start doing that.
The biggest challenge right now is making sure everything works in multiplayer, especially making sure that things are synced across the clients. So we don't want things where one guy might see a ship blow up and the other guy sees a perfectly healthy ship.
Our project grew so big, so we have tons of features we want to bring in the game, and we are on a pretty tight schedule, so the biggest challenge is making sure that all those systems making it into Dogfight. It's kind of crazy and also challenging, but it pushes you really to throw out something cool for you, because you know there's tons of people who are totally into the game and want to see something cool, so it's challenging but exciting.
The biggest challenge would be the technical aspect that we're dealing with right now. Our ships are very complex. There's a lot of things that move and the fidelity is really high, so it just makes everything more complicated in that way. But we're working through it and it's fun, and it's a fun process. It's good.
Getting the game to work over the internet via like sort of the cloud server. So we're still working on that, and that's obviously going to be the backbone of what the final game is going to use. It just has challenges in terms of debugging. So normally when we debug locally, it's much easier, we have a lot more information, but once we start to put up in the cloud and we start to use what we call a release build versus a profile or a debug build, there's a lot less information for a programmer to look at to see why something crashed. And so we're sort of you sort of do kind of caveman debugging in those cases where you sort of figure out kind of what areas it crashed in and sort of narrow it down rather than being able to sort of open up a debugger and take a look at it very easily. So that's probably one of the bigger challenges. And then just getting all the different people that are working on this to work together in such a way they're not stepping on each other's toes. And finally, I just think there's a lot of things to get done and polished for the dogfight. So I don't think we're going to have everything polished the way I want it for the PAX event. But hopefully, not too far after the PAX event, we'll get everything to the point where I feel comfortable.
Yeah, I think one of our biggest challenges for the dogfighting module is making sure that we provide something that meets our own expectations internally. I mean, a lot of us come from a background where this whole crowdfunding open development is new for us. And so we have this desire to make the most polished, absolutely perfect release we can, because we only get one opportunity for a first impression. But we need to balance that realistic expectation against the fact that our community is behind us and they support us and they want to see everything that we're working on in progress and help us with that process. So that's a bit of a balancing act when we're determining what we want to release and how it's going to be scoped and how much polish is too much polish and how much we should just let go out the door.
It's an incredible responsibility, but it's the best way to develop games that I've seen so far. Just being able to connect directly to all these 400,000 people and know what they want, and it's so much better than working in quiet behind a curtain of some publisher.
It is very stressful because we hold ourselves probably to the highest level of accountability for making it fun, making it polished, making it an enjoyable experience, because that's what we're all here to do. Is share Chris's vision and share our individual contributions with the community and have it received as we would want it to be received as gamers ourselves.
Just nervous. No, it's awesome. I love it. It's absolutely fantastic. It's exciting to know that when we do something, there'll be that many people actually playing it.
Hey, Mark. Hey. Yeah, is it fish? Probably, yes. Knowing so, yeah. Yeah. All right, thanks, bro. Yeah.
It's not so bad until you go on to Reddit and go, uh-oh, community's in an uproar or something. What can we do to resolve it? But for the most part, what I'm doing won't be seen until PAX, so the pressure's on. Sometimes
can be nerve-wracking, I guess. I don't know. It's definitely different. The previous game I worked at was very under wraps, and usually everything is very quiet and hush-hush until you get to a certain point in the game where you begin to show things to the audience. With this project, it's the exact opposite, where we're very upfront and everything, which that part I do enjoy. I like, showing the process and everything, and I think the audience enjoys it too, so that's cool.
It is fun and challenging. No, I mean, it's nice to know there's that many people out there that are really excited by the game and that invest in it this early in the process. Normally you don't get that kind of support so early. It's affirming that we're doing something that people really like and really care about, and so that's really great. It's a little intimidating because you want to make sure you're going to have something that everyone's really going to like, and that's a lot of people to please. But I much prefer it doing this way than the past development I've done.
Definitely not me.
I don't want to say it's me, but I'm pretty good, and Brandon is also pretty good.
Paul Reindell, no question.
It's Paul Reindell.
I have definitely seen Paul Reindell dominate pretty well.
I swear it's Paul, but only because he's cheating.
Because he actually has access to doing all the hacks when he launches the server.
He gets the servers up, but he kills everyone. Pretty sure he's cheating.
That's because the other guys, they suck, so they need some excuse. Oh, he's cheating.
I would also say Chris can be quite deadly at times. It depends whether you catch him on a good day or not, but him and Paul are probably the two tops.
It's too early in our play test because we got too many elements, like, you know, the missiles weren't working, now they're overpowered. We've got a new flight system that's actually, I think when it's all in, everyone's going to be really happy. And it also has different modes that it can switch between, and some of that's still getting fleshed out to work over the network properly, so it's smooth and works great. So we've never really had a dogfight that can say, this is how it's going to be. So Paul Rendell probably gets more kills than the rest of the team here in LA. That's mostly because he's the lead programmer and he's running the server on his machine, so he has a little extra advantage. Asked me that once we've got everything smoothly working together and the final flight model and the different modes, and I'm hoping there'll be people fighting with different styles and it'll be pretty cool.
Are people going to be able to dogfight me? I need to practice beforehand, so I'm going to have to try and get enough practice in before then. We'll see.
It's just going to be a great time. It'll be my first time back on the East Coast in quite a while. I was at Gamescom last year. That was an incredible experience. I want to get that energy back, just sharing with the community what we've been working on, getting it out there, letting them get their hands on it and seeing how they react. I'm very excited.
Finally getting to see fans play the game. That's what we're doing it for.
Looking forward to meeting all the fans and getting their input on the dogfight module.
Hopefully we will show a pretty cool dogfight module in Boston.
In Boston, I'm really excited to see the fans, the orgs. I'm really excited to reveal what we've been working on really hard this whole time. And it's nice to be a part of it.
Be showing off the game and showing it to people, you know, showing them what we've accomplished so far.
Most importantly, with any of our fan events, having gone to Gamescom and now going to Boston, I'm really looking forward to interacting with the community. There's no way to express how invigorating it is to go and meet with our fans, to hear what they're excited about. And I know that sounds like a PR line, but it really is true. I mean, a lot of times in game development, we don't get the opportunity to meet our fans until after the game's released. So this is a really good way, and it really helps to inspire the team when you get to see how many people are really excited about it and how many people are as fired up as we are. And it really helps to push ourselves to the highest possible quality goals.
What am I looking forward to in Boston? Well, they got good seafood in Boston. And it'll just be nice. It'll be nice to do the PAX event and meet a whole bunch of people that have helped make this game a reality and show them what we've been working on the dogfight. So the event's something that I'm looking forward to, and I hope it's going to be a good one. We had a great time at Gamescom in Cologne last year for the hangar, and so I'm hoping to be able to have the same fun and feeling and meet everyone and have a good time like we did back then in Boston. So I guess I'm looking forward to the event.
Hey guys, it's Dan. I've been checking with the teams and they've been making a ton of progress. Let's find out how far they've come.
Hi Sandy, how you guys doing out there? Star Citizen fans. This is eFanLakes with TryTry, and we want to give you a quick update and kind of also say thank you to everybody who's been helping us out with all the great support and feedback that we've seen on the forums. We're kind of in the gray box phase, and if you know what that is, that's basically where everything is untextured. There's no color to everything, but we're working out the animations, we're working out how all the mechanics fit together. So that's where we're at right now, and we're kind of just taking some of the feedback that we're getting from everybody and coalescing it all, putting it together, trying to get one consistent look for you guys, at least so we know where we're all headed. Thanks guys again, and we're gonna see you in the verse. Peace.
Hello citizens, this is Alexander of Team Troika, and I would have liked to start this video cheerfully, but I know it's not easy. There is a lot of bad blood surrounding my team. I'm not proud of it. We are not proud of it, but it does not change what we intend to do. We are going to work. We'll do our best to deliver the best starship we can. So proceed slowly. It's not perfect. We are not perfect, but we are hard bent on what we intend to do. It was pointed out our work process isn't quite clear. I'd like to explain it out for a bit. Normally models are produced like this. It's simple, straightforward, and effective, and since the concept is the first thing ready, it's easy to tweak it before moving on to implementation. Our process is a bit different. Not better different, mind you, but we'll only fit into the time limit this way different. Essentially, we make two 3D models. One concept, one ready for integration. While it allows us to work a bit more efficiently, given the fact that our concept is made in 3D, takes a lot more time than most concepts do, it makes our work a bit hard to present beforehand. However, here are a few shots of what we are doing right now. Currently, the tail section of the ship is completed, ready for integration and texturing, as well as the troop compartment. Our concept artist is working on the cockpit. From there, he'll move on to the hull and finally to the turrets.
Hello Star Citizens, Talent Corporation here. Thanks again for voting me in off the save, that was awesome. And so far, since then, I've set up a forum obviously, and there's been a lot of feedback on that from the community. And the next couple of slides that you're about to see will be in line with some of the changes that people have highlighted in that stage. So obviously the ship now is much more in line with the specs, the original specs. And there's a lot more functionality and depth and detail and stuff that I've modelled into it. So this can only be a brief thing, but yeah, thanks again, and hopefully you enjoy the designs and the iterations to come, and the changes that I've made so far. So yeah, Talent Corporation signing out. See you in the verse.
Greetings, fellow citizens. This is Elwin from Skyguard Fabrication, and I'm currently hard at work putting together the Guardian AX2. I want to extend a huge thank you to everyone out there in the community who's been putting out so much support for me in this competition. I really appreciate it. It's a lot of work, but knowing that people are enjoying the work that I'm putting out really makes it all worth it. Part of the challenge was not just to design a mercenary gunship, but to design the ship from the perspective of one of the manufacturers. And so you'll notice that the AX2 really is a response to that, and the spirit, for me anyway, in this competition is to make a ship that looks great, but that also really is part of the universe from the ground up. It was important to me to make a lot of these big sweeping changes to the original design to make sure that the ship that I put together really did feel like it was part of the universe. So again, thank you for all of the feedback. Please keep it coming. It's a huge help just to know that people are, looking at the work and have opinions about the work, and sometimes it helps me see things that I didn't see myself. And so I really appreciate it. It's a great help, and it's a huge motivator to know that everyone's really excited about it, and sort of we're all going through this competition together in a sense.
Hey everyone, don't forget the next Great Starship is back on Friday, April 18th. With only 12 teams remaining, the competition is really heating up. See you soon.